Hi, boys and girls. I'm so glad you're with us tonight for this. I always call it a special guest. And you know what? I mean it. The lady's name is Jane, and I have so far butchered her last name ever since she's come in the studio, but I'm going to try. It's welcome to Jane Nozzolillo.
Yeah!
Oh! I'm so glad you could join us.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, I was told that you were a librarian for 20 years at the Grafton Library.
I was just a library assistant.
Library assistant at the Grafton Library.
Yes, and I loved it. It was the best job I ever had. And it was wonderful helping the children find things.
Yeah.
This was way before computers came in, you know.
Yeah.
We would have these big books that we would look at and try to find what the children were looking for.
I can remember the card catalogs. I can remember going to the library and you'd pull out the little boxes and you had the card
and
catalog.
we'd be filing those in.
Yes.
And then, of course, we'd stamp the books out.
Right. Stamp the books in. Oh, my goodness. I forgot about that. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, at the end there, the computers came in, but it was simple. I mastered that. But, you know, I think it's a little bit more complicated these days.
They seem very happy, though. I know at the Millbury Public Library, they're very effervescent and very helpful, and the kids come over and ask questions, and it's nice.
It was a wonderful job. I just loved working there. Really, I did.
Yeah. When I was little, we used to walk to the library, and you'd spend so much time there because it took, oh my goodness, it took almost an hour and a half to walk there. So once you got there, I lived in the city, and they used to have a rock collection. You'd go in one of the rooms, and it was for adults, but they let us go if we behaved. And it was all glass cases, but you couldn't touch them. You could only look, you know, and it had all the fossil rock. It was such fun. We drove by there the other day, and I really wanted to ask my husband to stop so I could go in and see if the rocks were still there. I would think they've changed it since then. It's been, I won't say how many years, but anyway. Well, Grafton, I like Grafton. I've been on Sundays, believe it or not, outside looking in the window because they have that ball field there. And the kids play, and my husband's an umpire, so I end up going, and it's so calm.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's lovely. I live right near the Common, which is which is really nice. When we moved there, my youngest daughter was only 7, and so she could walk up to the library, and she could walk to the penny candy place up at the top of the hill, and so it was really.
I like the hot dog place. Don't tell anybody. We went by there again the other day. It's not open. They're only open
that's
in the
gone,
summer.
I'm afraid. Yeah.
They do a good job.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the other thing is now you had said when we talked that you were part of the Historical Society.
Oh,
right?
yes. I love the Historical Society, and I just can't say enough about the wonderful things we have there.
Now, is it near the library, the Historical Society?
Yes, it is. It's in the Old Town House.
Okay.
And if you were left the Common and you're walking down Worcester Street.
Okay.
Before you got to the garage.
Right.
There, you just look to your right, and there's the entrance to the Historical Society.
Oh, okay.
And we're downstairs, but we have so much. For example, this beautiful dress.
Oh my goodness.
We have so many like that that people have saved over the years.
Isn't that?
And
look at the ruffles.
It is, and they're in the most wonderful condition. I just can't say, and at one time there was quite a shoe factory place in the Grafton Center. Now there's a man, he's passed now. His name was Gene Shashin.
Yeah.
And he made models of the center of town where we had the shoe industry. And he also made a model of the factories that were at one time in Grafton.
That's a model?
And
isn't that beautiful?
And he makes such detail.
And is this on display for the boys
Yes.
and girls to see?
Oh, yes.
Nice.
It was beautiful.
Look at the people.
Yes.
And the tree, and it's all correct because the people are smaller than the trees.
They would take your breath
got
away.
the right depth. Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Very nice.
Yes.
It's a lot of work.
Yes.
And oh, look at this beaded bag. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, we have most beautiful beaded bags.
It's like a cross stitch
Yeah.
with the ends on it. Oh my gosh. Ladies used to really dress, huh?
Yes,
mean,
they did. And
They did,
oh,
yeah.
and we have a beautiful old baby carriage
Oh,
that's I mean, I can't imagine, must be over 100 years old,
yeah,
that is still in excellent condition.
yeah.
And we have an old phonograph that it still plays. We have an
Oh.
old record, and when the children come, I play
Put
the
the
record
record,
for
yeah.
them.
Do you have to crank it? The record
No,
player?
it's all set. It's
Oh,
all
it's all
set.
set
I just
already.
have to slit the
Okay.
little lever, and the music plays, and they think it's just wonderful to see a record going around like that, and
Oh, my
music coming
gosh.
out from it.
Yeah, my mother-in-law used to have the RCA Victor with the cone. And
Oh,
you'd put the cone on,
wow,
and that was
yes,
the speaker.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was right up through the 80s, 1980s. Yeah.
yeah,
Those are they're nice. It's a
Oh.
relic of a different time.
yeah.
And like the lamps all have the little, we call them gallos, but the little things that hang on the edges, and
yeah,
very dressy.
yeah, yeah. No, the historical society, we're open every Sunday, 2 to 4.
Okay.
And we have a wonderful tea on the first Friday of every month from 1 to 3.
Oh, that must be nice.
And yeah, we do. And people will come and we'll sit around and just talk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll pour the tea for them. And they just, every month we seem to get more and more people
Yeah.
that are interested in coming to the teas.
Yeah.
And
Well, tea is, I think, has had a revival. I know at work we buy different flavors, and a lot of the people now have the little ones that you put the regular black tea in, the diffuser, I guess you call it, that goes in the
yes,
water.
yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's calming, and there's so many flavors. I mean, coffee, it's regular or decaf, maybe hazelnut, but here it's, it's raspberry,
the
zinger,
tea is
it's
delicious.
apple, it's delicious.
It is
yeah.
great, and we have lovely lovely teapots and
Yeah.
teacups, and it's just a very nice thing to do. And then of course we have we have a wonderful room just dedicated to the Civil War.
Oh, that's
We
nice.
have it listed of who went to the war and if they
Where they
returned
served,
or
yeah.
where they were killed.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, you can feel it almost,
Yeah.
that what happened during that period of time,
You don't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, Millbury has a room that has just all the yearbooks from Millbury High School from the first year that it started.
Oh,
So that's kind of nice too,
Yes,
because
yeah,
you can come
yeah.
and look up your grandmother, or
yeah.
see what she was like when she was young and what she did, and so it's kind of nice.
Yes.
Yeah, and our historical society is at the Aza Water Mansions upstairs here in Millbury.
Yes, yeah.
And Worcester has a wonderful tea. At Christmas time, their historical museum has Santa Claus come, and all the children are dressed, and they have tea, and then Santa visits. It's a very nice practice.
Well, at Christmas time, we have Grafton celebrates the holidays
Okay.
at this historical society. I am Mrs. Claus.
Oh, how nice!
And when the children come, I pass out candy canes, and
Yeah.
I say to them, Santa's just so busy. He wanted to come today, but he just can't.
Well, you must have called him, and he told you that he just couldn't come. I can
Right.
understand. It was nice of you to explain, because if Mrs. Claus is there, you say Santa can't be too far behind.
No.
It's a busy time of the year for him.
Yes, so
know.
I go and pass out the candy canes, and
Yeah.
everyone we decorate the historical society lovely, and it's I said people all around the whole area there,
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
the common.
Yeah, we have, what is it called? They're going to shoot the chain of lights.
Oh,
We have
yes.
the chain of lights in Millbury. In fact, if you go through town, I know you came in this way, but if you go through the center of town, you'll see they still have the flags with the peace from all the different vendors and stuff.
Oh.
But it's nice because we have trolleys that bring people out to the farms. You don't realize how many farms are still working. You know,
Well, same in Grafton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and we went to a place in Grafton. The children did. Kevin got like a roving reporter, and we visited, and it was where they made the watches years ago. And you could actually stand in the fireplace where they cooked the food. That's how big the fireplaces were. And the stairs to go upstairs were pitched. They were this high, and then for little feet, and then that high, and then little feet. Yeah, yeah. And the beds had the canopies on them, and the floor, the floorboards were this big, and everywhere you walked, it creaked. it was really nice, and they had a tea. That's how it ended. The tour started in the kitchen, and you visited the grandmother clocks, grandfather clocks, and the room where they had the tea was completely surrounded by clocks. So the deal was to be there at noon. So you're all sitting there at noon, and then all the clocks go off.
Well, that's like the Willard House.
That's what it was, the Willard.
At the Willard House.
Yes,
Exactly.
they had a lady that was just going around with gloves, and she was making sure all the times were perfect on all the clocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes, it's a beautiful place to go to.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It is.
Oh,
It is.
And I keep telling people, it's a jewel, and it's right there,
And
and
it's
it's so
right.
easy.
And to think that they made those clocks
Yeah.
so early in our time, and it's just
Yeah, and they have the little room the last room you see, it's like a step up, and it's the actual workroom where they were made.
yeah.
It's incredible.
Mm.
You know, and you don't realize. I mean, you automatically think Sturbridge Village, but there's so much around.
Yeah,
you know?
there is. Yeah.
And one of the principals, Carol Cheris, before she was principal, and I think even after, she would lead tours in Millbury, where the children would visit all the different areas. As you know, and one of them, which reminds me of the book I can't happen to see on your lap, it's a church that was at the old Millbury Common, and the workers wouldn't go up the hill because they'd worked all week and it was so difficult for them to attend services, that they took the church down the hill to the workers, and that's what they did. They moved it with logs, and she showed us where where it went down and where it was when it was up there, and it's fascinating to see what was and what is. You know?
Well, that's what the Historical Society. You step back in time when you go there, because we have so many wonderful things to look at, and not only from the clothes but the toys or
other toys.
Old toys, and
must be pictures too. You must have, like, we have across from the Asa Waters Mansion is the Taft House. So we have pictures of when President Taft visited. His aunt used to live in that house. So they have, Grover Cleveland, and I mean, it's fascinating. It really is.
Yeah, it is. I'm so happy to be part of the Historical Society, because, as I said, any profits I make from this book, I'm giving a donation to the Historical Society.
Now, where can they pick up the book? They can get the book
by calling the Historical Society. The number is 508-839, and then very easy, 4 zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0.
How did they get that number? That's excellent.
Yeah, so it's 508-839, 0, 0, 0, 0.
We were talking yesterday that I remember when the telephones were party lines. Can you remember?
Yes,
oh my goodness.
I do remember.
Unbelievable. And the princess phone was the big thing. You had to have the cord match the phone. And
yes, the party line, someone getting mad because they thought you were talking too long. Yes.
And they'd keep picking it up and putting it down.
Yes.
Yes, and if your boyfriend called, they were very, very quiet. Can you read the book to us? I'm being bad.
Yes, certainly. It's called The Little House.
And who wrote it, Jane?
I did.
And it's Jane?
Nozzolillo.
All right.
And it's a true story in a way, because The Little House did exist. And it was at one time, it was a bank when the mills were very, very you know, that everyone
Active, yeah.
active. The mills were active, and people were working in the mills, and they would come to this little house and cash their checks and get their money.
Yeah.
So suddenly, for some reason, it got up in Grafton Center, and then the people in South Grafton built a beautiful little park,
Okay.
and they wanted their little house back
Okay.
because it originated in South Grafton.
Right.
So that's what my little story is about the little house and how it was going to be moved.
How it moved? Okay.
I'm the cutest little house in Grafton, maybe in the whole wide world. I have a small porch where the children can stand and look through the windows to see what's inside me. I started my life as a bank. I did everything the bigger banks did, like cashing checks and opening savings accounts. You know, saving money is a wonderful thing to do. Now my life is taking care of important papers and sometimes old maps that people from the Grafton Historical Society put inside me. So you can see I'm a very special house. I have 4 columns and 7 windows, and one of those windows is way up at the top, almost as high as the roof. I live on a very busy street where cars go by all day long. On one side of me is a big old barn. On the other side is the post office. I like living next to the post office best because of the children. So many of them come with their mothers, fathers, or even their grandmothers to pick up their mail. And the children always ask if they can visit me. So you can see, I'm a very happy little house. But one day, that happiness went away. Some men and that pretty lady from the Grafton Historical Society were standing there talking. I don't think it'll be too hard to move, said one of the men. It's smaller than I thought it would be. I agree it'll move easily, said a man with a big black beard.
Oh, no.
What were they talking about? I looked around. I didn't see anything that looked like an it. The man with the big black beard came up to me and shook one of my columns. This is a solid little house, and as I said, it will not be a problem moving it. Oh, the it they're talking about is me. I don't want to move. I was screaming, but no one could hear me. I don't want to move. I can't move. I won't move. But one morning, just after sunrise, a big truck came down the road and turned into my driveway. Before I knew it, they had steel rods going underneath me, and then they lifted me onto a platform that was attached to the truck. The truck pulled out of the driveway and onto the road. We were on that busy road that I told you about, and I was so scared. Up ahead, I saw what must be the town common that I heard so much about. It looked very nice. Maybe I was going to live there. Oh, I guess not. The truck is going around a corner. I'm going to fall off. I just know it. Whew, that was a close one. What is that truck doing now? Oh, no, he's going down a hill, and my roof will blow off, and the windows will break, and I'll be just a mess. We are down the hill on a flat road, and I think I'm all right, but where are we going? I remember when some people had a yard sale on my front lawn, and when the sale was over, I heard someone say, "Take all the stuff that didn't sell to the dump." Maybe that's where I'm going. The dump sounds awful. It sounds like an awful place. I could be chopped up into little pieces. Why is this happening to me? I always tried to be a good little house. Oh, my goodness, we are turning around another corner onto a very narrow street. I'm sure the truck is going to get stuck. We made it. But a minute later, the truck was making another turn. We are now on a very busy street. Just when I thought I couldn't take it anymore, the truck stopped. I looked around and I saw a beautiful park. I didn't dare hope that this wonderful place could be my new home. But in a little while, the men were lifting me off the truck and onto a firm foundation. It's been months since I arrived at this wonderful park, and I am so happy here. Guess what? One day some men came with big cans of paint and a lot of paintbrushes. They painted every inch of me, and now I'm so beautiful. I look back at how scared I was about moving and how great it all turned out. So nobody should be upset about changes that happen because most of the time it's for the best. So please come and visit me at the Mill Village Park, 61 Main Street, South Grafton. It will make me very happy. So boys and girls, you can actually go and see the little house at that park.
So the park is still there?
Yes,
Oh
the
my
park
go-
is the house is there.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Little girls and boys can see it, the little bank. Oh, and there it is going down the street.
Yeah.
I love it. And they backed it up. And they had it all, they had the foundation all ready just to put it on there. Oh my. So in 2012, it moved back to its original location.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's a lovely little park, and I said the children can take if they would like to buy the book, they can take their book with them, and they can draw their own pictures of the house in the
'cause
book
there's room,
too,
Yeah.
and actually see the little house.
That's phenomenal. That's so nice. I'm so glad you shared that with us. And this one here now, this picture is the little house in its spot, right
Yes,
where it is.
yeah.
Wow. And it is beautiful, huh? It's funny, we forget that people used to get papers and sometimes they'd get cash in an envelope or they got a check to cash.
Yep.
It's not like now where everything goes automatically into the
Right.
check.
Yeah.
Wow.
It makes a big difference.
It does. It does. I can remember getting quarters and pennies and dimes in the envelope when you got your check. Well, I have a little something for you from the children of Millbury, Sutton, Grafton, Shrewsbury, and Worcester.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and it's a Celebrity Reader Cup, and it's a light that you can use at night when you're reading in bed when you're not supposed to.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Well, so glad you came. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Very
It's
nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
See that? Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
thank you so much.
So we're going to say goodbye to the boys and girls.
Yes, goodbye, boys and girls.
Goodbye.